Please note, there are lawyers present today who work for the Cook County Clerk's office, but although they are lawyers, they are not your lawyers. They can answer any questions related to the office, but they cannot and will not offer you legal advice. However, the volunteer attorneys on this panel today are sharing their time and expertise with you as a public service. They are not paid by the clerk's office to be here, and you are free to consult them or any qualified attorney to address your legal concerns. There are free legal service organizations we partner with who are present here today. They can offer you legal advice for free. We would also encourage you to see if you qualify for their services. Thank you and enjoy the presentation.
Hello and welcome. I'm Monica Gordon, your Cook County Clerk. Thank you for joining us today for this important presentation on property fraud and managing your property after death. One of the main responsibilities of the Cook County Clerk's Office is to record and maintain property deeds and other property transaction records that take place in Cook County. In that role, one of the most important duties we have is to protect Cook County homeowners from property fraud. Unfortunately, there are fraudsters out there who attempt to file forged documents to illegally transfer the property of unsuspecting homeowners. Today, we will inform you about this issue and show you how you can register with our office for a free property fraud alert service to help protect your home and property. Another topic we will cover is making plans to manage your property after your death or the death of a loved one. We understand it can be difficult to talk about end-of-life planning, but it's essential to protect your assets to ensure the well-being of your family. At the Cook County Clerk's Office, we are here to serve. We hope the information shared in today's presentation will empower you with the knowledge you need to address these important issues that affect our daily lives. Thank you again for being here, and please enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we begin our discussion, we want to let you know that we will have volunteer attorneys available at the end of the presentation who can answer your questions about the topics we will be covering. Now, let's begin our discussion by talking about making plans to manage your property and assets in the event of your death. As Clerk Gordon noted, no one wants to talk about death or end-of-life planning, but it is critical to manage your assets to protect your family and loved ones. Having a sound end-of-life plan is one of the greatest gifts that you can provide to your children and family members. Consider this. What do you think these three legendary individuals have in common? Prince, Aretha Franklin, and Abraham Lincoln.
87 years ago.
They have something very unfortunate in common. They failed to make plans for their assets upon their death. No will, no trust, no plan. Now let's consider someone who thought he had it right. Music legend James Brown, the godfather of soul. When he passed away in 2006, Brown's estate was worth an estimated $90 million. When he died, Brown left behind a plan for most of his estate to pay for scholarships for children in need in South Carolina, the state where he was born. But that will was challenged by family members after his death, resulting in more than 12 lawsuits. It took more than a decade of litigation before Mr. Brown's assets were designated as he had intended. So, how do you get it right when it comes to your property after death? The best advice is to consult with an attorney or estate planning professional to provide you with advice for your specific circumstances. But you should also know that under Illinois law, you can transfer your home, your car, or your bank account to a loved one without a will or trust and without having to pay fees or court costs. Here are the details on how to transfer your property. First, the transfer on death instrument. The clerk's office offers a free document on our website known as a transfer on death instrument, but we call it a TODI. Beyond the clerk's office, you can also obtain this document at no cost from an attorney or a legal aid organization. The form should be completed and notarized and then recorded at the clerk's office in our recording operations division. The transfer on death instrument will then be recorded on your property's chain of title, and upon your death, the person designated to receive your property can do so after completing the required forms. While in the process of completing your TOTI, be sure to contact the individual you plan to give the property to. Advise them they have up to 2 years to come to our office, complete the required forms to accept, and pay the recording fee. Please note that the clerk's office cannot assist you in the preparation of the transfer on death instrument or any legal document, and we do not provide legal advice to customers. Next, let's discuss a payable on death instrument. You can transfer the funds from your bank account in a similar way. Utilizing a tool known as a payable on death instrument, a person can transfer assets in a bank account to the beneficiary of their choosing after death. A payable on death instrument can be obtained and used at most financial institutions for checkings and savings accounts, certificates of deposits, money markets, and savings bonds. Even if you have completed a payable on death instrument, the account holder has full control of their funds in the account until their time of death. When the account holder passes, the beneficiary can claim specified assets directly from the financial institution without having to wait for probate court proceedings. Finally, let's discuss a beneficiary affidavit. There is also a mechanism to transfer your car to a designated beneficiary. A vehicle owner may change, add, or remove a beneficiary on the title of their car by completing a free beneficiary affidavit through the Illinois Secretary of State's office. Keep in mind that if money is still owed on your home or vehicle at the time of your death, your beneficiary will still be responsible for the mortgage and payments moving forward. To obtain this beneficiary affidavit, go to the Illinois Secretary of State website at www.ilsos.gov. Now, let's move on to the second part of our program, property fraud, which can also be known as deed fraud. So what exactly is property fraud? Property fraud is the fraudulent and illegal recording of a document against your home's property records. We call it paper terrorism, and it is a very real problem and potential risk for all property owners. How can this happen? Almost every state has an open and public recording system, meaning that you cannot freeze your chain of title like you can your credit report. Plus, county recorders are not authorized by law to validate legal claims made in documents. Property fraud can involve the recording or filing of false or forged transfers of ownership, quitclaim deeds, or the filing of a bogus lien to steal property or harass an unsuspecting property owner. Even if your home is paid off, that does not stop someone from filing a new deed on top of it without the property owner's knowledge. Let's look at this investigative report that takes a close look at how property fraud can occur.
Now to scam you, and Rebecca, you have a story about a scheme that literally hits close to home for a lot of people.
Yeah, Whit, this is a warning about criminals stealing your most prized possession, your home, and you're about to see surveillance footage that authorities say shows the scam in action. This may look like a normal day at a county clerk's office, but look closely at this couple in the waiting room. Prosecutors say Michelle Cherry and her husband Victor Rodriguez were there to steal a home from unsuspecting owners.
To have someone steal your property it's like stealing the American dream. It's terrible. We've seen a big increase in that sort of activity.
According to Florida prosecutor Mike Lennon, Cherry made 3 trips to the clerk's office, stealing not 1, but 3 different Tampa area properties with fraudulent documents, using quitclaim deeds, a type of deed that can quickly transfer ownership of property.
They looked for properties that they believed were abandoned, and then they used online information to forge signatures on these deeds to file them with the clerk of court.
Prosecutors say one of those properties belonged to Larry and Dreama Bilby.
Just like that, your house is stolen. Yeah. It's gone.
It only cost 70 cents and some paperwork.
The Bilbys tell us they weren't living in their home at the time because of construction, but they were monitoring their home security cameras, which they say showed the suspects on their property multiple times.
They took our power bill and our water bill. They shut off our name and put their names on it.
The Bilbys credit their county clerk's office with alerting them of the change in the home's title.
Anytime anything is filed against your property, you get an alert, whether it's a phone call, a text, or an email. It is a free service.
Even while Tampa police were investigating, the suspect seen here in this body cam video adamant the Bilbys' home belongs to her.
I own it. I'm on the current deed.
They were stealing these properties with the intent to try to get loans out on the properties or to try to sell them to unsuspecting buyers.
Both suspects arrested.
You have a warrant?
Yeah. And charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. Some officials are now calling for state laws to be changed, making it tougher to sell properties using quitclaim deed forms.
The fact that the form is so simple and requires so little documentation is problematic.
If you don't sign up for property fraud alert, you're just asking for the possibility that the same thing that happened to us.
To combat this problem, the clerk's office has a property fraud unit with investigators and caseworkers who respond to and investigate any complaints of property fraud. Our office also offers a free property fraud alert that will provide a telephone call or email to the property owner anytime a document is recorded against their property or the property of a loved one. There are 3 easy ways to sign up for the clerk's free property fraud alert. You may sign up in person at the clerk's office, sign up online, or sign up with a telephone call. Once registered, if you receive an alert or have reason to be concerned about property fraud, you can contact the clerk's property fraud unit and our staff can help research the problem and coordinate a response. Call 312-603-4000 or visit our website at www.cookcountyclerk.com/property-fraud. On a related note, while we're on the topic of your chain of title and fraud, property owners often need to obtain an official copy of their property deed when purchasing a home. Or for tax purposes, you should be aware there is a predatory practice aimed at homeowners in which companies offer a copy of your property's deed at a large markup price, sometimes exceeding $200. The clerk's office wants to remind you that we offer the same service at a more affordable price. So there's no reason to pay exorbitant prices to gain access to these essential documents. Check our website at www.cookcountyclerk.com/recording fees to get a full list of prices. On behalf of Clerk Monica Gordon, we hope that you have found this presentation useful. The clerk's office is your first line of defense against property fraud. So we hope that you will take this opportunity to sign up for our free property fraud alert if you have not already done so. Managing your property and your assets in the event of your death is also critical to protect your family and your assets, and to ensure that your wishes are carried out after your death. A copy of this presentation is available on the clerk's website if you would like to review it again or share with a friend or family member. Go to www.cookcountyclerk.com/PAD resources to view the presentation. For more information on how to host a property after death fraud forum in your community, contact the Community Outreach Team by calling 312-603-2866 or emailing clerk.outreach@cookcountyil.gov. Now, let's ask the volunteer attorneys who are joining us to introduce themselves, and we will open up our presentation for your questions.